Hi, welcome back to bringing yoga into our daily lives. We've been through the yamas, the niyamas, and we're on the asanas, our physical practice. As we practice bringing breath into the body and getting in touch and making that breath-body connection. Yoga is a combined practice that includes asanas. Many asanas are named after animals which the yogis imitated in order to gain their strengths. Asanas stretch and relax the nerves, muscles, joints, in turn increasing flexibility and range of motion while creating a pleasant feeling of relaxation. Through asana practice, we also learn to flow with energy throughout the body. We nourish and tone our organs, our glands, our blood, and our lymph systems. We also increase mental concentration to those areas as we breathe and move. The hormones secreted by the endocrine glands control our physical, mental, and emotional states. Combining our physical postures with breath and focus promotes optimal physical and emotional conditions. Through our breath, we oxygenate our blood. We purify and promote calmness. Concentration leads us into a deeper perceptions. When we hold a pose, we open into mental steadiness and calming the mind. Today we focus on breath as we move through asanas and hold steadily and comfortably. As we focus and bring in an intention for ourselves today, we remind ourselves that the asana is not the goal, it's not the end goal, but the path. Let's anchor our busy mind into the intention we set today as we move through our asanas. Let's come all the way to the ground. Today, as we draw in, bringing our intention, let's get comfortable wherever we're at. Nice deep breaths in and out of the nose. Starting to feel centered. Let's take a moment to move through our three-part breath. So as we have centered, hopefully we've come into that great intention for ourselves, positive affirmation, and just allowing that to move through the breath. And then starting our three-part breath, we're going to inhale at the low pelvis. Continue to expand into the midsection, inhaling all the way into the chest, the heart, the shoulders, inhale. And as we exhale, we start at the top, shoulders relax. We exhale down through the chest, down through the midsection, all the way down into the pelvis as we tuck the navel into the spine. Let's inhale again, starting in the lower part, moving to midsection. Continuing to expand and inhale as big as we can through the chest, shoulders. Let's exhale, chest, shoulders, midsection, all the way down to the pelvis. 3 more breaths like this. Inhale from the bottom up. Exhale from the top down. Try to squeeze all the air out and expand again. Nice deep full belly breath. Exhaling, moving down from the shoulders, midsection, all the way down into the pelvis. Let's do one more as we inhale from the pelvis up. And exhale from the shoulders down. and sit nice and tall. You're welcome to open the eyes again as we've set an intention. We started off with our 3-part breath as it has relaxed the body here. Let's go ahead and tilt the head to one side. Allow the chin to come down and across. Tilting all the way over to the other side. Bring the gaze forward. Inhale. And exhale. Letting the chin just move through that half circle as we press it down across the chest. Moving from one ear shoulder as we gaze forward to the next ear shoulder. Just taking our time, making sure that it's with the breath here, that we pay attention to the breath today. And let's exhale, chin into chest. As we do, let's bring the arms onto the side and inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, lengthening up and over. And exhale, let's move into forward fold while the knees are open, hands come out to the side. So we're hinging at the hips, roll the shoulders back, press the heart forward, then let's lift back up as we inhale, up and over. Let's exhale, twist open, bring the hands down. Inhale, starting to move forward, bringing the arms back up and over. Exhale, starting to twist the opposite direction, bringing the hands down. Roll the shoulders back and down, and as we exhale, we twist. As we inhale, we come back forward. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, forward fold, keeping a hinge in the hips, heart forward, arms out to the side. Lengthen through the back. Let's inhale, lengthen all the way up and over. Exhale, open up. This time, keeping the arms elongated. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, open to the other side. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, let's move back forward into that forward fold. So as the heart leads us forward, we're hinged at the hips. We have a nice flat back from tailbone to crown, aligned. Let's bring the hands, fingertips, just reaching forward, shoulder width distance apart. Taking a nice deep breath, let the shoulders relax. Let's exhale and try and bring the heart a little bit closer to the legs. Let's work on the breath here. Exhale, sinking, relaxing the shoulders. Inhale, expanding through the torso. Thinking of that 3-part breath as we inhaled upward. Let's move back into that 3-part breath right here. Exhale, relax shoulders, relax the heart, relax the abs, the pelvis. Inhale, open through the pelvis. Expand through the abs, through the rib cage, the heart, the chest, the shoulders. And again, exhaling, same thing. One more time, inhale. And exhale, shoulders down. Let's go ahead and walk the hands back. Let's undo the legs here and extend all the way through the legs. Let's find our hip width distance apart, toes up towards the ceiling. Take a moment, let's soften those knees. Sit nice and tall, roll those shoulders back. Really stretch the toes towards our nose here. And then we're gonna point the toes away. Maybe we start to lengthen through those knees. And once again, let's bring the toes back towards the nose here. Knees can be soft or bent as long as we're sitting up and our heart lifts up. Shoulders roll back and down. Let's go ahead now and either keep the soft knees, toes up. We're gonna come into our staff pose. So let's draw the shoulders up to the ears. Inhale, squeeze nice and tight. Fingers are gonna point forward. Exhale, roll the shoulders back down. Press down into the floor, fingertips forward. Tighten those abs, lift through the heart. Find a gazing point that elongates us through the neck. And then start to lengthen those legs, squeezing tight, maybe even pressing down to the floor as the heels might lift up off the ground. We're in complete tension here as we breathe. So we have dynamic tension moving through the body. Feeling that stability, groundedness. And let's exhale, release that, pointing the toes, flexing the feet. Let's take a moment, bend one knee. We're gonna bring it all the way to the chest, knee into chest. Let's try to elongate through the spine again. And let's rotate while the knee's into chest here. Let's rotate through the foot and then rotate the opposite direction. And then let's take it here, dorsiflex the foot. Exhale, knee to chest, and we're gonna release the forehead towards the knee. Allow the back to round for a moment here as we've kept a lengthened back. So if it feels good to round here, feel free to round, keeping elbows into the rib cage. One more breath. Let's exhale. Keep dorsiflex foot. Let's take the opposite hand to that foot, laterally to the side, and then start to extend forward. Let's go ahead and find our shoulders relaxing back, lengthening through the torso, and we can start to bring that hand back if we're comfortable. Now we're starting to lengthen mostly through the back, and then you can lengthen through the arm forward and through the leg. It's okay if we have a soft knee as long as our back is lengthened. Let's go ahead and exhale and release that. Moving to the other side, let's elongate that leg, bend the other knee. Take a nice deep breath. Remember, foot is dorsiflex. Let's exhale, draw the knee into chest. And as we do, let's roll the shoulders back, try and lengthen through the back, elbows tuck into the sides, and let's rotate through the foot here for a moment. Finding that essential breath as we find connection between the body and the breath. And let's go ahead and release that for a moment, getting our hands back together or a rope. Let's draw back, knee into chest, roll those shoulders back, inhale, lengthen through the torso. And now we're gonna exhale, bring forehead towards the knee. Couple of deep breaths here, allowing the back to round for this one. And let's exhale. We're going to gently release that. So keep the foot dorsiflexed. Opposite hand comes to the lateral side of that foot. Remember, the knee can stay bent. It's just fine. You're lengthening through the back. So just start to lift that heel. Let's roll the shoulders back. Let's find that arm-shoulder alignment starts to open up the other shoulder. Maybe hand on hip, maybe hand on the ground for support. Remember, the knee can be soft and bent. You can open up the arm. If you feel like you can challenge yourself more, you can lengthen through that front leg as we lengthen through the back. Finding that breath. And let's exhale, slowly sweep that back around, soften the knee. Release all the way down. Let's inhale, lengthen. Hopefully we're on those sitting bones. If not, just gently rock side to side, pulling yourself a little bit apart here as we get grounded into those sitting bones. Knees can be soft, toes up. Inhale, up and over. We're coming into our sitting forward fold, so our incline. Take another deep breath. Let's exhale. We're going to move forward, down. You can round the back for a moment. Let's find hands either on the knees, above the knees, maybe below the knees. Hang on to the ankles or the toes, wherever it's comfortable for you. Let's find that nice flat back. So knees can be soft and bent, that's fine. Toes are up. And we're breathing through a nice flat back. The shoulders roll down and back, and we're drawing the heart forward. Let's lengthen through the neck and start to find the legs lengthening towards the floor. Just focusing on the breath again. Trying to keep alignment in the back. Nice deep breaths here as it starts to expand through the legs, the hamstrings, and starting to relax on those exhales, navel to spine, even as we lengthen through the back of the neck. We're gonna add to this, so let's inhale that nice flat back. As we exhale, let's soften the elbows, release if it feels good, release the head between the arms. If this doesn't feel good, you can keep it in flat back. Let's go ahead and inhale back up into a flat back. And exhale if it feels good to release. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, release. Let's gently, softly release that, coming all the way back up into our sitting position. As we come up into our sitting position, let's move to one side or the other. We want to get into that back some more. So we're going to move through some cat-cows. So how we find our cat-cow, remember we can have our joint alignment spreading through the fingertips, knee, hip alignment, or we can make fists for wrists. And if we have any wrist issues, maybe drawing the weight further back into the knees instead of the wrists. Coming here, we're going to inhale, letting the spine drop, roll the shoulders back, shine the heart and the gaze forward as you lift through the tailbone. As we exhale, curl the tailbone under, chin under, navel to spine like that black cat on Halloween night. And let's inhale back into cow. Nice deep breath. Exhaling into our cat. Inhale into our cow. And exhale into cat. Inhale, allowing this movement to really stretch through the back. Feeling the shoulders roll back. Let's exhale into our cat, chin into chest, navel to spine. And inhale, let's move back into that flat back. Let's start to open up the hands. We're going to spread them shoulder width distance apart. Let's tuck the toes. We want to move into our downward facing dog. So here we are in our downward facing dog, pedaling through the heels. Let's go ahead, flatten through the back for a moment, and let's inhale and start to move forward. Nice flat back, finding alignment here in our plank. Another deep breath. Let's exhale, draw the elbows into the rib cage for crocodile. Hinge at the hips, drawing ourselves forward, down, releasing all the way down to our mat. Here we come into baby cobra, roll the shoulders back, keep the feet grounded, hip width distance apart, hips grounded. We're lifting the heart. We're drawing the shoulders back and down. We're squeezing elbows and scapulas back. We bring the gaze forward. We're still breathing here. One more breath. Let's exhale, press the palms into the ground. Inhale, kneeling plank. Exhale, let's move it all the way back into a regular child's pose. So coming all the way back in for a regular child's pose. Coming to the breath here, nice deep breaths. Let's start to stretch forward. We want to come back into our downward facing dog. So starting to stretch forward, spread through the fingers, tuck those toes, lift through the glutes. Let's inhale, bringing one heel up and back. Exhale, bend the knee. Let's draw forward. We want to come into our warrior one. So let's go ahead and make sure we're hip width distance apart. That long leg behind us is angled, and the front leg in front of us moves with our hips. We have hip-knee alignment and knee-ankle alignment. Toes point forward, hips point forward. Let's move the arms up and over for warrior one. Nice deep breaths here in warrior one. We're going to move into humble warrior in just a moment. So let's inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, start to swim the arms to our sides, bring our heart forward, clasp the hands together behind the back, lift up off the back, and relax yourself forward as if you're bowing here, a humble warrior. Let's go ahead and release our humble warrior, release the hands, we're going to sweep by the leg, inhale all the way back up into warrior one. Nice deep breath, warrior one. Let's exhale, warrior two. That means same arm to the leg that is bent forward moves forward, the other arm moves back. Check the hips are opening up. Let's check that knee, ankle alignment, toes point forward. Bring those arms out. Then bring the eyes back over the front fingertips. Nice deep breaths as we feel stable here, grounding through the feet, feeling the earth beneath us, our foundation. Relaxing the shoulders, abs are engaged. Let's exhale, start to lengthen through that front leg. We want to come into triangle. We're going to do a version of triangle. So let's take the hand that's behind us, already starting to reach towards that opposite hip. So we're opening through the shoulders. Let's take the hand that's in front of us and switch to palm facing up. Let's start to inhale as we reach it forward. And as we reach forward, we can take the gaze to the side or over the shoulder. Palm is facing up for the arm that's reaching forward in our triangle pose. Then let's bring the gaze, starting to look forward nice and slow. Inhale, starting to lift all the way up for reverse warrior. Nice deep breaths, palm faces you, reaching fingers up into the ceiling or up towards the sky. Let's exhale, release that. Bring the hands to hips. Hips come forward, soften, bend that knee. Let's inhale, lengthen the arms up and over, warrior one. Exhale, hinging forward, down. We're gonna come into that low lunge for a moment. Lift the heel. Take a moment here, a breath in low lunge. One more breath. And let's exhale, draw that foot back. Come back into our downward facing dog. Let's walk it out. And move into our plank. Remember, your version of plank can be forearms, it could be knees, it can be both, it could be any variation of a plank. Trying to strengthen those abs, let's draw the elbows in, moving through crocodiles. We keep a nice flat back. And this time, option to either come into baby cobra here, or press through the palms and allow yourself to come into regular cobra as we bring the gaze forward, roll the shoulders back, shine the heart forward, lengthen through the neck. Let's exhale, releasing down. Inhale, pressing back up, partial plank, kneeling plank. And let's exhale, bring it all the way back. This time, extended child's pose as glutes come to heels. Let's reach it forward and release the forehead. Nice deep breaths here. And taking that last breath, we're coming all the way back up into our downward facing dog. Tucking those toes, walking it out. We're going to move on to the other leg. So let's heel toe here for just a moment, walking it out, bicycling the legs. And then plant the feet, lengthen through the back. Let's inhale, opposite heel comes up and back. Let's exhale and draw it forward. And this time, let's stay in our lunge for a couple of breaths here. So plant the hands on both sides of the foot, lengthen through the back and plank, lengthen through the neck. Allow the hip to drop for a moment. And then gently start to scoot that other back leg forward, angle it out. We're coming into warrior one. Bend that front knee, keep the hips forward facing, toes forward facing. Inhale, bring it all the way up into warrior one. Nice deep breaths in our warrior one, as if we're spreading the mat apart with our feet. We're gonna exhale. Let's go ahead and move into humble warrior. Hinge forward, flat back, heart leads. Open the arms, bring them back behind us. Interlace the fingers, lift up off the back as we move into our humble warrior. And let's exhale, release humble warrior. Hands as we start to sweep it back up into warrior one. Nice deep breaths here, warrior one. Checking alignment. Let's take the hips, open up. We want to move into warrior two, so check that front knee, knee ankle alignment, toes, hips open up to the sides of the mat. Same arm forward as the leg. And the back arm back, palms face down, looking over the shoulder and looking over the fingertips of the front arm. Once again, feeling stable here within the foundation of the earth, our feet pressing down. Let's start to lengthen that front leg. We want to come into our version of triangle today. So we have a variation. We're going to bring that hand that was behind us to the other hip. The other palm is face forward. Let's rotate the palm faces up. We're going to hinge at the hips. We're going to draw forward, hinging, and we're going to look over to the side or over the back shoulder. Nice deep breaths here. And start to bring the gaze forward, looking at the hand, slowly hinging up. Reverse warriors, we lift up towards the ceiling. Let's exhale, release that. Soften, bend that front knee. Allow yourself to come back forward. Inhale, warrior one. Nice deep breath. Exhale, moving back down into our low lunge. Step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's move into our plank pose. Let's exhale, soften the knees. Let's draw the elbows in. Still moving through crocodile, this time with bent knees as we come down. We're gonna move into our Sphinx pose. So let's bring elbows underneath our shoulders, forearms plant down, palms plant down, fingertips forward. Then draw the shoulders back and down away from the ears and squeeze the scapulas together as we draw the heart forward. Bring the gaze forward, elongating through the neck. As we're here in Sphinx pose, let's exhale, chin into chest. Tuck the abs in and even lift the abs up off the floor. Press the hips down. And then inhale, relax back down. Roll the shoulders back, lift through the crown, shoulders down and back. Exhale, let's bring chin into chest. Start to lift the rib cage off the floor. The abs, the navel tucks in. And then we're gonna press all the way back down into the floor. Roll the shoulders back, bring the gaze forward, lift through the crown of the head, shine the heart forward. Let's exhale, release that. We're gonna bring hands by each side of the chest. We're coming into our kneeling plank as we inhale, press through the palms. Exhale, we're coming all the way back into our wide-legged extended child's pose. So here we are, we're gonna open up the knees, glutes to heels. Let's walk the hands forward and release the head between the arms. Nice deep breaths here. Maybe a little bit of movement left and right if it feels good. And then once again, taking a couple of breaths as we release the forehead. Let's start to bring it back up. As we start to bring it back into our downward facing dog, we take a moment and we're gonna walk the feet towards the hands. So take your time, soften, bend the knees, walk towards the hands here. Making sure that we're hip width distance apart, the knees are soft, all the weight is now into the soles of the feet. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a hug. Drawing in closer, and then inhale, half back, lengthening parallel with the floor, draw into the soles of the feet, soften those knees, tighten the glutes, and inhale, lengthen up and over, reverse swan dive. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, lengthening up and over. And exhale, let's sweep it to the sides. Let's hinge back into our chair pose. So hinge the hips, hinge the knees, check the toes. Toes lift up, heels are grounded, and arms can be bent. Roll the shoulders back. Let's make sure we have a nice lengthen back and we're sitting back towards the glutes here. Let's go ahead and inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Let's come wide to our mat. We're going to open up for some sun and moonflower styles. So here we are. We have the feet now pointing out at a diagonal here. As we're going to bring it down, hinging at the hips, hinging at our knees. Let's check here. So we're going to bring our hands down as we hinge at the knees. Knees align with our ankles, and the knees point the same direction as our feet, and we're hinging back right at the hips here. Let's keep that back lengthened and joint stacked. Inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, let's bring it back down. Hands back to the knees for a moment, hinge back. As we have hands on the knees, let's go ahead and move one palm facing up and start to bring the elbow down into the quad. Let's bring the other hand up on the hip and then elongate through that leg. Let's check to make sure knee ankle alignment is still happening. We're not surpassing those toes, but we are aligning the hips here and the shoulders. Let's go ahead and exhale, rebend the other leg. Lifting back up to center, hands on the knees. Exhale, let's hinge forward and down with a flat back. Heart leads. Inhale, let's lengthen back up. Exhale, hinge the other elbow, palm faces up, hand on hip. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen through that leg. Then check the leg, make sure the knee doesn't surpass the toes. We have knee ankle alignment, and we're aligning our shoulders, aligning our hips so that they are also stacked, as well as the back elongated and lengthening. Let's exhale, bring it back, hands to knees. Inhale here. And exhale, relax the shoulders. Maybe sink the glutes a little further down. Then let's inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, bring hands all the way down to our sides. We're going to move into a little bit of lateral flexion. So soften the knees just a little bit so we don't have them locked out. One hand on the hip. Inhale, other hand up and over. And exhale, let's go ahead and sweep and stretch over that side. Remember, knees are soft here. We're grounding through the feet. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, opposite side. Nice deep breath. Inhale, lengthen up and over. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And let's exhale, palms face forward, check in with the toes just in case any movement happens. Make sure the knees are soft. We're going to draw the elbows down. So for Moonflower, we draw it all the way down to the rib cage, palms still face forward, spreading through the fingers, glutes hinge back, knees are hinged. Let's inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, back into our Moonflower. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, we're going to move into Sunflower. So nice big circle with the arms. Same thing, we're keeping the hinges in the seat and in the knees. We're inhaling, lifting up and over. And exhale, another Sunflower. This time, option if you would like. Keep the back stacked, but hinge forward. Let the heart lead. Allow yourself to come closer to the floor. Inhale, drawing all the way back up and over. We're coming into Moonflower. Exhale, palms forward, elbows down to the rib cage. Inhale, lengthen up and over. And exhale, Sunflower. Option to hinge forward if you would like. Inhale, lengthen up and over. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Let's go ahead, heel toe back to center. And let's grab a belt, maybe a towel or a tie. Try and see if we can't get a long one. Okay. So what we're going to do is we want to come into our dancer's pose.
So let's get that belt. Bring it right down. Let's choose the foot that we want to lift. So the foot that we want to lift, we're stepping on the belt. We have about equal sides here on each side of the belt. We're stepping on the ball of the foot is across the belt. The foot that's behind us now, let's go ahead and leave it there. Let's cross like we're making an X with our belt. So now we have our foot right at the ball of the foot here. We've made a cross, it's really low. Let's loosen up that cross so that we can step through with our other foot. This is our stabilizing foot. So here we go, we have stabilizing foot, ground through the foot. Let's find a place that we can look at, gaze at, that brings us focus into our alignment and our posture and our foundation. Then start to shift the weight to that front leg, soften, bend the other knee. As you do, take the arms, hands you're hanging on, you're slowly bringing that heel towards the same glute. Bring the hands behind the shoulders, elbows face forward. Then start to lift up, stretching up towards the ceiling, and then bring a little bit of tension into that leg. So you're pressing the leg, and then hinge forward if you can at the hips and draw the heart forward and lift up. Lifting also the leg as well as drawing tension into the quad, into the foot, into that leg for our dancer's pose. Nice deep breaths here. And let's exhale. Try and slowly release that best we can. Step it back. We're going to uncross those. We're moving to the other side. So here we are, stepping forward with the opposite foot, ball of foot, to the belt. Trying to make sure as even as possible. And then soften that knee. Remember, we're going to cross over, making an X. X is low, loosen the belt so that we can step it through with the stabilizing leg. Now we're hanging on to the sides of the belt. Stabilize the sole of the foot, soften that knee, start to lift the other foot. Start to find balance. So some of us might have the balance just here, and the tippy toe might be right behind us, just tapping on the ground or stabilizing right there. We can start to bring the heel towards the glute, hands come back behind us. We can start to lift up. Remember, the leg that is being lifted is not relaxed, so draw some tension into it. And then lift up, lift through the heart. You can hinge at the hips. Try and lift through the heart and the gaze in our dancer's pose. Concentrating on the breath. And let's exhale once again, trying to slowly come out of that so that we don't fall over. Let's go ahead and release the belt to the side. We want to come back into hip width distance apart. Keep those knees soft. Let's inhale up and over. And exhale, gently come down into forward fold. So let the heart lead. Allow yourself a nice flat back, maybe hands on knees for a moment. Let's just come into that half back so that we can ease ourselves into that forward fold. So take a nice deep breath in our half back here. Make sure the knees are soft. Then exhale, slowly release yourself down. Make sure you check in with the body. We're taking our time to release through the back. So as we release here, let's just move right into our ragdoll. Those knees are soft. We're bringing hands cupping into the arms here. We're relaxing through the vertebrae, through the neck. And just taking nice deep breaths here as we relax the torso. If we feel like movement would really help us, or we like the movement, we can allow the knees to soften and bend. And as one bends, the other one lengthens, allowing the glutes, the hips to just have a side-to-side movement here, nice and relaxed, making sure there's no pain in this. So you're always welcome to stay still and just focus on the breath. Or you can bring this movement and just allow the body to relax and sway. Let's go ahead and release. We're going to inhale, come up into that half back. And exhale. Let's bring it all the way down to the floor. Let's walk it out into our downward facing dog here. As we move into our downward facing dog, let's inhale into our plank. Take a few moments in plank. Let's exhale, bend one knee towards the chest. And inhale, let's lengthen it back out to that plank. Exhale, opposite knee comes in towards the chest. Nice tight abs. And inhale, lengthen back out into plank. Let's exhale, send the knees softly down and bring it all the way back. We want to come back into our wide-legged extended child's pose. So let's open through the knees and release down towards the floor. Nice deep breaths here. Let's go ahead and start to make our way back up. We want to come to all fours. Remembering, if you have any knee issues, you can always add knee pads. So coming back to all fours here, we want to come into windmill and lengthen and stretch through the shoulders and the back. So let's inhale, opening up one side, palm faces away from us for our windmill. And let's exhale and just slowly release it back down. We're going to move to the other side, stabilize. Inhale, lifting the other arm. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, lengthening and opening. Exhale, release. Inhale, open and lengthen. Exhale, releasing. Let's move right into spinal balance. Inhale, one arm, opposite leg, lengthen straight out, stretching through the spine, stretching through the arm and leg. Let's exhale, release that spinal balance. Inhale, opposite side. Taking another deep breath as we stretch all the way through. And let's exhale, release that. Coming back to the all fours. Inhale, we want to come into our eye of the needle. So coming up into windmill. And then we're going to exhale, eye of the needle. So palm faces up, moving through that side until the shoulder comes down, the head comes down. You're looking to that side. And you can either keep hand and kickstand, or you can stretch it forward and walk the fingers to the opposite side of the mat. Let's exhale, release that hand, press it back up. Inhale, let's just lengthen through the back for a moment. And exhale, stabilize the abs, lengthen through the neck, shoulders back. We're gonna move on to the opposite side. So let's inhale, opposite arm comes up for windmill, stretching up. And exhale, we're gonna bring it through that other side, eye of the needle, shoulder comes down, looking to that side. You can keep kickstand here. Make sure our back is elongated. Or we can bring that hand up over, walking the fingers over to the other side here as we open up through the shoulders, stacking, elongating through the vertebrae. And let's exhale. We're going to release that hand back down, kickstand, inhale. Let's bring it back up to all fours. Let's go ahead and come right into cow. So we're inhaling, dropping that spine again. We're moving back into our back. Let's exhale, moving into cat. Inhale, cow. Nice, deep, full belly breaths here. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Let's go ahead and come back to our seat. So as we sit back down, this time we're going to have knees bent and moving to one side. So dorsiflex the feet. One knee, ankle is going to be in front of us, so our hips face forward, knee, ankle alignment. The other knee and ankle are to the side, and the other foot is also dorsiflex, so toes are out to the side. We're moving in one direction here. Let's take a few deep breaths. Just as we try and stabilize, you might feel this in the love handles and the low back. So just be aware of the body. Make sure that it isn't too painful or that it causes cramps, or just come out of it nice and slow if it causes cramps. So finding our version of pigeon here, we're going to be doing modified pigeon today. So here we are, just lengthening, rolling the shoulders back here. Nice deep breaths. And even noticing our seat, noticing that one seat bone might be further down and grounded and the other one might be slightly lifted, especially the knee on this side. So here we are, maybe even trying to ground that other glute by allowing ourselves to move or shift to that side with the bent knee. Then let's inhale, lengthen back up through center, just noticing the body. We're going to exhale and draw ourselves forward. So allow the heart to lead. We have a nice flat back. You can have extended arms, hands and fingers, or you can bring it down to the forearms. We're just taking nice deep breaths here. You could even relax the head if it feels good. Like I said, you could have that extension. You could have forearms grounded. And just noticing where we feel that. Do we feel it in the low back? Do we feel it in the glutes, the hip, maybe the sciatica, maybe the knee? So just notice where we feel that, where we might feel a little bit of tension. And let's try to breathe into it. Let's focus that attention and try and breathe into that muscle, into that tightness. As we open up and bring breath into the tightness, we're going to exhale and release the tension, allowing ourselves to sink deeper into the pose. And let's go ahead and exhale, drawing all the way back up, lengthening through the body. We're going to move gently to the other side. So let's move to the other side here. Bending the knees. Remember, we keep the feet dorsiflexed. That knee ankle alignment in front of us. The other one right here. And again, we're just finding comfort. So find that dorsiflexion. Find the ankle in front of us and the other one beside us. And just hang on to the legs for a moment. Let's roll the shoulders back. Make sure the hips are forward facing. Shoulders forward facing, and that we're trying to stack through the vertebrae, shoulders roll back. And once again, we're taking a moment to notice that our glute on one side might be completely grounded and the other one might be risen up a little bit. And so just take that moment, maybe just move to that side where the rising is happening. Just lean a little bit over there, opening that joint just a little bit more, and then lengthen back tall and notice the difference. Let's go ahead and take nice deep breaths here. Roll the shoulders back. We're going to come forward. So let's start to come forward here, hinging at the hips. Remember, you can come down to the forearms. You can relax the head, or you can extend through the arms and release the head through the arms. Coming back to the breath here. Remembering, if we feel tension in the glutes, the low back, possibly the knee or the hips, let's try to expand that breath and open up the tension. Allow the muscles to open, drawing in space, and exhale, we relax and release that stress and tension from the joints and muscles. Let's gently, slowly start to bring ourselves back up. And as we do, once again, let's come back to center for a moment. So let's just move right back into a comfortable seated place for us. Right before Shavasana here, we are going to come in tune with our breath through alternate nostril breathing. So let's sit nice and tall, whether we have crossed legs, maybe we have open legs, or soles together, as long as we're lengthening through the back, that we're nice and comfortable, can lengthen through the back, stacking through the vertebrae, shoulders relaxed. Let's take our right hand.
So here our right hand, we're going to draw the middle finger and the index finger in towards the palm, touching. The other 3 fingers are extending. So we have ring finger, pinky, and thumb that is extended. The thumb will come over to the right nostril and gently press on the flare as we inhale through the left. And then we're going to close by moving to the ring finger, flare of nose, and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. So it's just a hand switch. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhaling left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Last one. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And we're going to exhale through the left side. Let's go ahead and release that. So exhaling through our left side, we're bringing in calming, relaxation. We're settling ourselves down. We're coming more into focus into the feminine side of us, the moon. This is also Tha for Ha, Tha yoga. Ha being the sun, Tha being the moon. And we focused our energy on the left side, which is our moon or feminine side, relaxing and calming. Let's go ahead and tuck those abs in and around through the back as we come all the way back. Let's bring knees into chest here and just gently move side to side. Just giving ourselves a good low back massage, mid back massage. And maybe we roll around, maybe we grab the knees and we make knee circles as it gets different parts of the back and the hips. And you could tuck those abs in, you could tuck the chin into chest and keep the head, shoulders up off the ground. Or you can relax the head and shoulders and continue to still move in that circular way with the knees here as it gets different parts of the back as we squeeze knees to chest and maybe elongate them out and away. And let's go ahead, dorsiflex those feet for a moment. And let's dorsiflex, open the knees, and then stack knee ankles, coming right into happy baby as we grab peace fingers around the big toes, knees bent, quads and knees face the floor beside us as we elongate all the way down to the floor. So you could feel the low back, the hips, the mid back, the shoulders, the neck, even the back of the head is nice and grounded as we have an open leg here, open legs, knees open. And if it feels good, we just move once again, left and right, giving a little bit of a back massage. Allow it to be part of the breath, so we move with the breath again, inhales and exhales. Let's slowly find the center here. Let's see if we can open straddle just a little bit. So keep the arms lengthened, start to open through the legs, maybe lengthening through the knees nice and slow. Taking nice deep breaths, remaining on the floor here. That just means head, neck, shoulders, back is nice and grounded as we start to open up through the legs and elongate. And let's exhale again, bend those knees, happy baby. We're going to continue to release that happy baby as we bring feet back down into the floor. Let's keep our hip width distance apart with those knees, heels close to the glutes, palms on the ground,
And let's lift the hips for modified bridge here. So we're lifting hips as we inhale. And as we exhale, we're tightening towards the abs, towards our midsection, keeping the hips nice and lifted. One more breath here. And let's exhale, slowly release down. We're getting ready for Shavasana here. Let's go ahead and find comfort. Remember, it'll keep you coming back for our meditation phase as we allow ourselves to find that peace of mind, that well-being. So let's bring palms facing upward, relax the shoulders, relax the body. And when you're ready, when that low back is released and relaxed, and if it isn't, if you have low back issues, maybe bringing a chair to put the legs up on a chair, or bring yourself to a wall and lift the legs a little bit, or allow just the knees to open to the sides if that feels good. Or you could even heel toe, bent knees, feet out to the side, and allow the knees to move in towards center, which then opens up the pelvis and the low back, helping press down into the floor. So wherever you're at for your Shavasana, as long as you're comfortable, that you can relax and allow the mind to relax with the body. Nice deep breaths here. Coming back to the breath.
Breathing in, breathing out. Today we take time to let go of the past and future as we learn the limitless possibilities when we choose now. The clock ticks, time moves in practical matters. We breathe in and we breathe out. When we are ready, breath by breath, we let go of those practical matters and we focus into our present moment. We let go of psychological time. We release our identification with our past. We release the continuous projection into our future. We let go of the obsession of the goal. Allow ourselves to honor this very moment. At what step or process we are currently in. Bringing our attention into the now. The now is not just a stepping stone into our future. This stepping stone is more. It's a journey, an adventure. Without obsessing where and or when we need to arrive in order to attain or make it. Are you aware of that sacred miracle of life that is unfolding all around you? The quality of your consciousness at this moment, experiencing the now, shapes your future. If our mind carries heavy burdens of the past, through unconscious habits and thoughts, we experience more of the same. True change only occurs in the now. The problem lies within the attachment of the past or future and denial of the now. The real time, the real problem is time-bounded mind. We can only be free and experience moksha, liberation, in this very moment. Affix your attention to the now. Our life situations only exist within time. The situation is mind stuff. Your life is now. When we are full of problems, there is no room for a solution. When you can make some room, create space, you find your life underneath your life situation. Awaken from the dream of time and into your present moment. Breathing in, breathing out. Coming into our silent mantra, Moksha Ananda. Moksha being liberation, Ananda bliss. So with each breath, we draw in moksha on the inhale, and on the exhale, we release Ananda. Continuing to breathe, focusing our mind into our breath, into the words of Moksha Ananda. And if you find that the mind moves, that other thoughts come in, when you notice, we bring it back to the focus of Moksha Ananda, and just being gentle with ourselves. to release, releasing our moksha nanda, and just coming back to the breath. As we come back to the breath, let's bring a smile back to our face. As we have brought in liberation and bliss throughout the body and mind with each and every breath, as we relaxed, as we let go of that tension, coming back to rejuvenation. As we start to move our fingers, our toes, maybe even stretching overhead, knowing we're going to have a wonderful day today. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Have a wonderful day.